Hello. Welcome to Jarviskjir Here Be Heroes, the show brought from me to you via the power of the internet. Thank you for the subs, by the way. Hey, how's everyone doing? We got a full team of interplanar adventurers ready to go. I got new headphones, they're noise cancelling. It might take me a bit of time to get my DM voice back, because I can't hear it anymore.
Oh yeah, no longer with the giant triangular head.
Half Thor, as William called it, a half Thor headset. I feel smaller. How's everyone doing?
I'm awake, sort of.
That's all we can hope for, Tesh.
Just so good.
Alright, why don't we... Ooh, why don't we let Erin recap the last episode?
Can't call me out like that.
That's why I
I
laughed.
wasn't paying attention.
That's literally why I laughed, because I was like, oh, I'll make Will do it, and I'm like, this is much better. This is a much better idea.
What did we do last session? Last session, we continued our adventure into the Shadowfell. We left the penny. We left the ferryman.
Leave a penny, take a pound.
Yeah, on a little sketchy lifeboat. Ended up on an island where there are a bunch of people who want to eat us, or our souls. Got a map from a dwarf who said to go, I don't know, to a different place that the plot demanded us to go to. So we followed those instructions, and we went north, and we came across a different place of people who also wanted to eat us, but they didn't because we are disguised unwittingly as servants of the Empress, because they're apparently the only ones who can cast holy magic in this place. We didn't lie.
Yeah, exactly. That you got away with it because you just were like
honest.
sliding. People just let people assume. Yeah.
It's a very important distinction between telling the truth and not lying.
There was a couple other random encounters thrown in there due to natural ones. Giant mask people who we killed, and a witch lady who we didn't interact with at all. Because we decided not to.
Said, have a great day, and bye.
We said, not today. Not today, Satan. And
And
we
then we
lost
fed
that
the
one.
puppy. She sent puppies after us and we fed them.
Yeah, we fed the puppies.
Fed the puppy. That was a good time.
And then the Empress's real servants had apparently captured an imp for reasons we probably should care more about, but don't. And we promised the imp freedom in exchange for its name and its service to us, which he promised. And now we are going to another evil plane, potentially, to trade our way back to Material Plane.
He's taking you to an interplanar marketplace for the hells.
Yeah, where
Because
we
what
definitely
can
can't
go
afford-
wrong?
Yeah, where we've already been told that we cannot afford passage to the Material Plane, but we're gonna go anyway and see what happens.
Yeah,
it's
he
gonna
straight
be
up
interesting.
said, like, you ain't got any money. What are you doing?
He's like, even your souls aren't gonna be good enough to.
I'm
Okay,
pretty
passage.
sure I've been in a situation like this before, and I think we can just like wash dishes for enough time until we pay off our tab.
What the fuck?
Oh, and then there was a whole thing where souls were falling from the sky. I wasn't paying attention to that because my character wasn't involved. And Tesh and Varric are also very sad. I also wasn't paying attention to that because I wasn't very involved.
Yes, Tesh and Varric were very sad.
Those things
Correct.
happened as well.
Close enough.
Close enough.
So, where we start off is in the Shadowfell shadow of the pirate city of Bilgewake. It's a close, tight, muddy, wooden city, which actually does have some degree of inns and taverns, because, as you found out, the cities in the Shadowfell are familiar enough. Life continues after death to a degree for those who keep enough of their minds and the various fiends that find some value here. After basically being... after Templars figuring out, hey, you're not actually agents of the Empress, they're like, hey, basically, respect, you got a day.
They
'Cause
said
you were-
an hour. I argued that we should have a day, and they just kind
They
of...
said an hour. I said we're staying for a day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they respected your gumption, to a degree.
We just told them to F off, basically, and they had
Yeah.
a tentacle man with them. So, I mean, that's, like, points in our credit, I think.
You know, you were polite but firm, which is a good negotiation
I
tactic.
destroyed the floor.
Yeah,
But
there
then
was
he
that. I did
fixed
make
the floor.
Really?
So, I mean,
I fixed the floor. You break things, I fix them. That's how we do.
And the next mission is your devil imp Nyx saying that he can guide you to a slip space. It looks like a door in a city of tiny, dense buildings stacked on top of each other in muddy streets.
Ah, yes, that is correct. And I asked him to show me an exact picture of what the door looks like, potentially an
And-
illusion.
That's what he's doing now.
I can cast that.
He can create sort of out of the ink that he sort of can create these illusions out of, being a scribe devil. An image of a door. It looks like it's faceted in some sort of stone, but is wooden. Doesn't look special at all, but enough for you to cast locate object off of and search for. Yeah. Do you know the direction? It's downwards more than you'd expect. Perhaps underground.
Oh, it's the worst. It's like in Breath of the Wild when you're trying to find a shrine and it's underground. And you're like, where the fuck is the entrance and how
Or
do I
it's
find it?
way, way high up above where you are.
That is a very apt comparison.
The mini map says it's here.
It's right here, guys.
And there's just a beeping.
You know what? I will go to where it is, like directionally, like first.
Yeah, exactly.
Just 'cause that'll give us idea.
An idea. You guys start charging through the city streets, the dimly lit twilight of the city, the people not really giving you much concern, because you're marching around like you belong, and now you actually have an imp flying around behind you. He's a little slow. He's got tiny wings and a large body, but he's trailing off behind you, kind of
If he
muttering.
is too slow, I will just grab him instead. and carry
Whoa,
him.
hey, lady! And he's muttering around, being like, "Well, it was around here, but they kind of looked similar to, one of. It could be that. No." And you're like, "No, it's not. I know it's not." He's not being completely useful, but you get the idea that it's out of incompetence, not deception. When you get over that way, honestly, these streets all look the same. In part because the way that the shadows cling to everything saps color and any detail away from anything, more than 100 feet away. So it's very hard to really place your place other than this locate object ping that you're kind of searching from, which is a little bit below you. If you want to look around for ways down, you can give me an investigation or survival check. I would also allow, because it's kind of like tracking.
Do you want me to do that, or do you want people who...
Anyone who wants to in the party.
I can try.
I will ask our empathetic party members to do that.
Oh, nope, that's appropriate.
We're in the Shadowfell.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Hey!
Hey!
What?
Eleanor the investigator.
They're stepping up now, they have to drag us around.
Yeah, this has been the entire Shadowfell experience, is just
Like, literally, while you're
Eleanor and
talking about this, I'm just like, who even cares?
literally dragging the two of you.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Shadowfell.
What's even the point?
You're dragging them past. You have to like push some fell creatures out of the way who sometimes are like, "Oh, so sorry," but like oftentimes just don't give a singular shit. You push them out of the way, start working your way down into what could maybe have been a sewer. I mean, Barut probably is writing in his little journal and is wise enough to figure that this is probably a sewer in the material plane. But they haven't really got a need for a sewer here, so it's just kind of like a runoff tunnel that has some water trickling down one side, and it's looks like it could have been natural or could have been man-made because of this strange shadow symbiosis the realms have. As you continue down, Barut and Aelinor, you don't go down very deep. It's kind of twists and turns. You actually hear noise. You hear kind of a beeping and a clicking, and a bit of a banging, like someone's trying to fix something, or multiple people are trying to fix something, kind of coming from around a sharp corner where the water goes, and little planks are kind of set over the water in certain places.
I continue.
You just turned our corner? Hell yeah. What you see further down, before it kind of gets into the darkness of nothing, is the door. The door exactly as he showed in the illusion. And a bunch of creatures surrounding the door. You actually saw one of these before, when you're in the Savage Lands Tavern. It kind of looks like a ball with legs, with a beady eye in the middle of its face. And their little limbs are carrying tools, and it looks like they're trying to fix or break the door. It's very hard to palpitate the actions. You aren't half wrong. There's a little bit of Mike Wazowski, but there seems to be maybe 10 of them, and they're all nearly identical. Although there's 2 that look like they're cut from the same cloth, with sort of metal and these stone, almost obsidian-like components, but they have these tall, nearly pyramid-like bodies, and they're kind of watching as they're twisting, and each side of the pyramid has an eye that's watching. And they're kind of beeping and talking to each other in, like, a machine language.
I'm gonna wholly ignore all of that and just tell the imp, alright, there's the door, let's go.
Well,
Do it.
these guys look... you don't know what these are, do you?
I
Of
don't
course
really
you don't.
care.
You people don't... Look, if you go bothering them, it's not good that they're here. It means that people have been using the door, which is bad, because they only get attracted when people use the rifts in space and time. They're trying to fix it. They probably won't. It'll take like 100 years. But if you go traipsing in there with your heavy steps, they won't appreciate it. They won't like that, and they'll you have to use that sword.
That's what it's there for. So, is there another door we can use, or do we have to use this door?
Well, this is the door I came from. I mean, there's
What
gotta
are we
be
gonna use?
more. You just march up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sigh and roll my shoulder.
Pretty much, yeah.
Shadow allergies.
I am sending a message quickly to the ferryman.
Does that count as a word?
Yeah. I was gonna say.
You start the message with,
Good morning, ferryman! You and I have a deal to make. We're going to be leaving the Shadowfell. You can either meet me here or in the interplanar realm. It's your choice.
You don't get a response.
Didn't expect to.
As you march up, there's kind of all these little dudes. They're around 4 feet tall or so. They're all clustered around the door, but there's a couple that are a bit further away, picking things up, twisting things, just watching. When you kind of walk up and like bump into one of them, they twist and just sort of like look at you. And Nyx, who's like in your arms, I imagine like a chubby cat, is like, because it's just like a black void of an eye, but a very human-like mouth. It's very unsettling.
Oh no.
Nyx, I need you to speak to these creatures and tell them that we're going to use the door.
Okay. Well, I took some classes in how to speak Madran. Okay, and he starts beeping and squeaking, and the creature's like kind of looking blankly, and then it's like eyebrow furrows, and it like turns to the others and beeps and squeaks, and the big one, because there's 2 of the larger ones, it just kind of twists and actually just raises a javelin. It's like, yeah, no, it does. They don't like. You see, we're not meant to do this. It's a breach in space and time that goes to a dimension that has been banished, very much banished.
I am casting tongues on myself.
Yeah.
And I am going to walk up and say, we have been tasked with banishing this imp, and we need to use this door to do so. We will also be leaving, then you will not have to deal with it, and you can go about your business of closing this door.
You can give me a deception check.
Is it a lie though?
Don't even tell me that's persuasive.
I promised the people in the temple that we were going to be banishing the imp.
Yes, that was also a lie.
No.
You've made a deal with this imp.
Banishing the imp away from this realm.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing myself with it.
Deception. I know you're trying. I'm not allowing it. You see more of them turn, because they were like a couple of them were distracted by Nyx, but like all of them, and there's like around 10, just kind of turn to look at you at this point, and you kind of hear them like occasionally they're like, what's he talking about? What's that? What's that mean? That's illogical. That's very illogical. And literally one of the bigger ones goes, you're going to a hell to banish an imp. That is illogical.
You understand what logic is?
We are Modrons. We are logic.
Okay. So tell me this. If you are logical beings, why can't you comprehend the illogical?
Ooh. Ooh. Where's the paradox roll? I think that's just a persuasion, please.
Does that cost
I like that a
psychic
lot.
damage?
Yeah, that's you're gonna give these guys existential crisis. I am going to roll a contested roll for this. I don't always, but I feel like I need to.
Break the robots, break them.
Yeah, they rolled a 4. It kind of turns, and the big ones, they have 3 faces at each face of their being. Kind of turns to the other one, and then you could just kind of see them droop, just kind of in a bit of confusion. And there's like just they stop talking, they stop replying.
We'll be using the door now, and then we'll be on our way. You go about your business.
They don't get out of the way, but eventually you realize you could just kind of push them, shuffle past.
That's fine.
They are broken mentally.
That worked out far better than I could have ever hoped. Sassy remark, and I'm really happy about it.
Yes, it's
that's great.
I love.
Like, it finally happened. You sassed someone to death.
Yeah. Bound to happen someday.
You get to the door. As you do, Nyx is like, okay, so I mean that was amazing. I didn't even know you could do. I mean, bravo. I mean, I'm glad I'm under your service. If you're gonna whip out that kind of. So the reason they're here means that someone's probably been using this door. So I would proceed with caution, but there's not. I'll be fine. Who's gonna open the door?
You'll be fine.
Well, if I die, I just go back to the hells.
Right.
If we die, do we go back to the material plane? Is that how that works?
No. You are material beings. I am immaterial. Yeah. If you die through there, you get erased from existence entirely. As far as we know, we don't do that because that would be insane. We don't wander off when we're outside of reality. That would be insanity. So don't fall. Who's gonna open up the...
I mean, if no one else is opening the door, I'll open the door.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was opening the door. Yeah, I'll open the door.
I don't know. You open the door. Nah. He's an imp. He will delegate any dangerous task to a bigger person. You open the door. It's just a little like a creak, just like any door. But through it is a sight that boggles your brain. I mean, okay, this was weird, but it was palpable. It was materials. What you see before you is an endless swirl of color and void. Almost like looking into a galaxy from above, but every direction is above. Stretching through this almost tunnel, although it is kind of nothing and formless, is a bridge of a kind of, almost like bismuth crystal. It's kind of very colorful fractal squares that cast out into a bridge, around 8 feet or so wide, and it goes down a bit until you see another door off on the other end, which is made of stone and well detailed compared to this one that's made of wood and nothing.
Do you want to consider tying ropes to all of us so that none of us fall off in case anything attacks us here? Okay, good.
Yep.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Gonna tie each other to each other?
Yeah.
Absolutely fine. I mean, you have like 50 feet of rope, so as long as you're all close.
I think we should put the two who are very sad in the middle.
Yep. Do you want?
We'll just drag you
I'll
down.
go first, and you can go.
Sounds
We'll
good.
just drag you down if we fall. It's what we've been doing this whole time, apparently.
I'm gonna
So-
smack Tobias on the back of the head.
Tobias
Yeah.
takes 1 bludgeoning damage.
That's the second time that's happened.
And it will keep happening if you continue to sass.
I can take another 64 of those.
I smack him again in the back of the head.
So it's Aelinor, Tobias, Virik, Brute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and you start walking. It's a little discombobulating. When the shadow fell, yeah, there was a lack of color, there was a kind of malaise, but there was down. Here, if you weren't walking on a bridge, it kind of seems like you would just fall in every direction forever. And looking off is, you see sights and swirls of color and sometimes movement and shooting stars and eternity. As you start walking, you got quite a ways to go. You actually do see something that kind of appears from the color. And it clearly is a creature of the Shadowfell. It does not belong here. It is black and drab and appears to be a man riding a dark horse with no head. And the head is in his hands, cackling. Why don't we set up a little initiative?
Those guys wouldn't have been able to understand that, I don't think. The little boys.
Question: does the Shadowfell apathy fade as we leave?
No.
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 Also, I don't have chakrams anymore.
Yeah, that's
You
a
don't?
thing
My
that
chakram
happened.
went off a cliff, and I didn't really care enough to go get it.
Well,
Yep.
it went into the ocean anyways. It was
Probably.
probably gone.
Yeah.
Yes, no, that... It went Splash Town.
Yeah. Yes, we are all fighting tied together. You're
Excuse
correct,
me?
Tim.
Well,
that's
I mean,
pretty.
does this count as dim light? Because if so, we're not fighting tied together.
Yeah, it does count as
Three of
dim
us
light.
are.
It absolutely does. Give me a sec. You should
Hold
be
on,
able
where's
to
my go-kart?
slightly see... Yeah, there's...
Yeah.
there's the dude.
I was just thinking that as well.
This is gorgeous. I love it.
It is.
It's quite literally a rainbow bridge.
Yeah,
It
no,
is.
I am really pleased.
I thought I hit initiative, but apparently
Hey.
it didn't roll.
Yeah, give me a sec. Some of my... I had to reset a lot of my stream stuff, so it might be a little slow.
Tobias, even like this, still has faster initiative.
Yeah,
His instincts are still good. He's
yeah,
just
he
got...
just doesn't care.
I
He's
just
just
don't
got the
care.
brain sads, yeah.
It's good to have you back, though, bud.
Great to be back.
You know, I did play Tobias in a fight.
You did. That's
He
true.
raged. He did his thing.
rage.
He did rage.
Oh, I'm angry.
Yeah, I didn't really put much effort in. There was a lot. There was a lot of stuff to deal with.
No, totally fair. It was very much an apathetic rage. It was good.
You know what?
Apathetic Rage is the name of my new metal band.
There you go. You know what? We should all just become musicians.
Yeah.
That's the next campaign, the Bard
Yeah,
game.
The Bard game.
Okay, so you see this thing that starts charging towards you, the head laughing, rotten in the hands of the knight on the back of the horse. He starts charging and will move.
Hey, there he is.
And will cast a spell.
Oh.
Womp, 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 womp.
Odds it's something with a line effect.
That would be incredibly harsh, and I didn't think about it. I've already done that to you, like, too many times.
Well,
But you guys just love standing in lines.
we do. We do it a lot.
That's true, actually.
Okay, it's going to. It has a in its offhand. Like, it has its head in one hand, and the other hand a spine, a long twisting spine that whips around it and behind it, and it kind of raises that into the air and says, "Welcome to my domain." And Aelinor, you're like, psh, but all of a sudden feel a little bit of sluggishness, and its eyes kind of burn into you as you're hexed.
Oh no.
And it continues to laugh and will just stay there for now. Aelinor, it's your turn. Because of the way
I can't see anything.
you're a human, that's why.
I know. I'm aware why.
You know what? I can give you vision on this. There should be dim light.
That would be so cool, because I also can't see anything.
Meanwhile, I see everything.
Yeah, there should have been dim light. I didn't even really think about it.
All right, cool.
It's there. Can you start off your turn by giving me a wisdom save?
Of course I can.
Now, you're all going to be in difficult terrain because you have rope shared between you, and when you reach too far apart, it will pull the others. You're frightened. You're
Perfectly average.
You're outside of everything you've ever known.
Mm-hmm.
Facing down a man who's had his head removed. Like many a criminal you've executed. You are frightened. All you can do is move away, and you can't even... This kind of fear, can't even take actions. Can only run.
Can I have to use my movement to run?
You don't have to, but you can't
I don't have to.
attack. You can
Alright.
only run. You can only dash.
yeah.
I will do nothing.
Just stand in place, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tobias.
Oh. Am I able to move this far with the rope?
No, that's gonna pull everyone with you.
So what I'm gonna do then is I'm going to draw both my swords and use one of my attacks to cut the rope.
Yeah.
And
Well, that means none of us are tied together except for Vieric and I now.
Yeah.
which is not gonna
let's see how
last very
that
long.
Yeah, well, it's gonna last until your turn, I'm sure.
Then I'm gonna run up to this gentleman.
Oh, can you give me a wisdom save? I totally forgot because I'm bad
yes.
at that. Whenever something happens at the start of your turn, I ain't gonna remember. You're also feared.
Cool, then
Let's-
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, let's say you got as far as cutting your frickin' rope off you. Then you saw the eyes of the Doulahan, and you are shaken.
So I can't use my action to do anything except for move away from him, right?
Yep.
I'm
You
gonna
can
move
use
here.
interact with items and stuff.
And I don't think I have any items worth interacting with. So, yeah, no. Actually, well, that counts as an attack, I think. So yeah, never mind. No, I'm good. I'm just gonna
Barut.
move a little bit to the right.
Wisdom save.
Oh yes. You're looking at the Dullahan, and he's looking at you. You're not
Please
frightened at
roll.
all.
Just another bitch on a horse. Ugh. Gonna move down here, and I'm
Get that tattooed.
I'm gonna shoot a guiding bolt at this fucker. Ah! Roll off 19. Depressing.
Yeah, you the bolt just kind of arcs and just goes off into space.
Yeah. Well. Shit.
Virik, give me a wisdom save, please.
Hey.
You are not scared. Nothing scares you anymore.
Too much apathy.
Yeah,
Oh, damn it. I want to do fairy fire on it.
that's a good idea. Dex save. I mean, it is a
Yeah,
dude
it's-
on a horse.
It is still only like 10 mod, like it has to beat, right?
It rolled a 23.
Oh, yeah, no,
so
it's
it
fine.
passes that one.
Well, fuck.
Do you want to do anything else? You're not feared. You can move. I mean, you're tied to Barut, but this is all
actually,
dim
you know
light, so you can blink
Yeah.
anywhere on the Rainbow Bridge you want, essentially, within range.
I gotta zoom out. I'm too far zoomed in. Okay. I can blink to wait, which square was that? That square. Okay.
This one.
I can blink to this square, and then I'm gonna back up to about here, ready to do something once people engage.
That straight up, the Dullahan is like cackling and laughing and twirling the whip around. And when you're just like, whoop, gone, he kind of pauses for a sec, and actually like the horse rears up and looks around, and Barut might be the one who notices that like the head and the horse look in the same place at the same time. So it's going to, as often, because monks do nothing but draw aggro.
God damn it!
At least we're all not attached anymore. I just have a bunch of rope dangling.
You have a bunch of rope dangling that starts dangling off the edge of the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah, I'm gonna just pack that up on my next turn.
It's going to whip you. What's your armor?
13.
It hits.
Yep.
I packed
not
up all my
surprised.
dice, so I get to count them out again, nice and fresh. As it whips you with a literal spine that cracks upon your skin. You're going to take
A lot.
13 slashing damage plus a further 15 necrotic damage.
Oh boy.
It then attacks at you again,
Oh, bye guys.
which you just managed to dodge. There's such a crippling pain
I missed.
as the crack,
missed.
as the whip hits you. The necrotic damage is literally like an ethereal pain running through your body that you kind of fall and roll into it so that it just goes over your head. Eleanor.
Yep.
You
I miraculously overcome my fear and can take a turn.
I'm looking for the fear rules, but maybe they didn't write in a way to remove the fear into this monster. So let's just say you make a save at the end of your turn, last turn.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're fucked.
Yes,
So-
and it's currently looking away from you lot, so you're you don't have to make a save to resist. Just make a save, make a wisdom save. I know what
Make
I'm
a
doing in
wisdom
my
save?
brain.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
you are recovered from your fear, and because it's looking away, you don't get it again.
Excellent. What I'm going to do is cast this on myself.
Yeah!
So I will never get it again.
I wish I'd
Smart.
prepared that.
Steal your soul and mind. And body. Alright. Do you want to... Oh, yeah, there's the movement.
Let's move it.
Tobias, do you want to give me a wisdom save?
More than anything.
You are still scared.
Cool. Yeah, that's my turn. Go ahead, Baru.
I love the idea that you're like someone seeing someone come across opposite you in a hallway and like,
Yeah.
How much of an action would it be to drag this rope up so that I don't get
Oh,
lost?
that would be your like free interactive unaction thing. It's like a heavy rope, but also your
Yeah.
level 6.
Yeah, alright. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
pull it up and like throw it over my shoulder. Like I'm not even like tucking it away really. It's just
Oh,
like
exactly.
around so that it almost is like a harness for me right now. And then just yeah.
You never know when you might need to lasso something.
Exactly. I'm gonna move past
someone.
Tobias so he doesn't feel the need to continue that nonsense.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna continue to try and guiding bolt this man. Well, this horse man. Man.
Hey! Lucky for
Okay.
some.
His first shot was a calibrating shot.
Yeah, exactly. Literally gravity here is different. So, got a bit more bullet drop than usual.
Nice.
So
Oh, both good and bad.
Yeah.
22. No, yeah, 22 plus 3, so 25 radiant damage.
Hell yeah. You strike the broad side of the horse as you know it's stopped to whip at Virik, and the whole creature lets out a grunt of pain as both a whinny and a yell of a man, leaving a burning hole which kind of starts to back over with fell goop.
Yeah.
All right, Virik, can you give me a wisdom save, please?
Oh dear. Hey, no. That went
As
down.
you look into the eyes of the Dullahan, it's petrifying. All you can do is run away. Luckily, there's a long way to go if you want to.
Can I blink?
Yeah.
Or can I not do that?
Is it an action to blink? It's a free action.
Bonus
action. I guess you can, yeah. Away, though. Not towards.
Oh, only away. Okay.
But I guess if you blink behind it, then you're technically going away from it.
As long as you blink further away than
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
want to blink to right there.
I will allow it. It
hiding
it-
behind me.
it makes sense. It makes sense. I'll
That's
allow it.
reasonable.
Blink there, and that's it. That's my turn.
Time to crack the whip. What's your AC, Eleanor?
It is currently a 17 because I was dumb and forgot to use my bonus action last turn.
It hits you once, misses you once, which means there's an awesome moment of you somehow parrying a whip with a greatsword. I don't even begin to know how that works.
It might also have disadvantage on the attack roll because of my spell.
You're
Yeah,
right.
depending on what it is.
So in which case that was just one attack, which hardcore misses, and the second one also hardcore misses because of your protective aura. Yeah, and you can
His
see
lightsaber ring it again.
the creature is miffed. A frustration. It straight up even throws the head into the other hand and switches the whip as if that's going to change.
No, look, it would for us.
It would for us, yeah.
Yes.
That's actually
Offhand is
true.
always better.
I thought he was going to start hitting us with his head.
Eleanor.
I'm gonna hit it. Maybe.
Yeah, like I'm checking the AC, but like you're hitting.
Yeah. Alright. I get to reroll that one.
Yay. Yay!
Hey!
And I'm also going to smite.
You deal extra damage. This is a fiend.
Excellent.
Oh my god.
Hey! 15 slashing.
That's a lot of damage.
Radiant. Ooh!
Yeah. Yeah. You cut into this guy,
Mhm.
and
Oh, that was my first attack.
yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Smite. Do the smite.
I get to re-roll that one.
Both of
Oh
them.
my god.
Did I roll 2? Oh yeah.
There was
Two
two ones.
Yeah.
You had 2 ones there. Beauty.
And then we're also going to smite. And then we're gonna roll the damage on that again.
And you get an extra 2d8 because it's a fiend.
Yep.
Yep. Does the 2d8
Because you're rolling an
Where does
extra
it
dice. So if the smite doubles, the extra damage doubles, right? Why not?
Yep.
Okay, this
28 plus.
Uh,
There was 28 radiant damage.
I can do that.
22.
We're on the Bifrost.
It's literally like 2 amazing hits. It doesn't bring the Doulahan down instantly. But you see it go from this cocky marauder to the horse sort of rolling back in fear, the whole creature rolling back in fear as deep cuts rush all the way through it as its fell form is struggling to stay together at all. And it's just kind of leaking blackness that's just pulled away into the void around you, into the space around you. Yeah, that was a very profitable turn.
Yeah. How bad is it?
Very. Scared, I would argue. Tobias, can you give me a wisdom save?
Do I have to?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh wow.
You
what a
recover.
waste.
The -1 fucked me.
That's an idea.
Yeah. It's the right choice.
It is.
I'm gonna move up, and that's my turn.
Okie dokie.
I will make a wisdom save.
Please do. You're feared.
Hey! Surprise, surprise.
Whole families together.
Yeah.
Virik.
Can I run away?
Yes. Yeah. You can always run away.
Good.
The party that cowers together stays together.
Virik, can you make me a wisdom save, please? Very scared. Very scared boy.
Very spoopy.
Running away together.
Hey. Next is the Doulahan, who is staggering back. Both the horse and the man recoiling in pain as its form is being rendered. It will attack Aelinor back. But now more out of desperation than a I am just almighty pack creature. Now it's like a getaway. It will miss. Your protection from good or evil is paying real well. And then just hits. I'm so bad at math. Just hits. And you'd think after doing so much D&D I'd be able to add, like very simple numbers, but nah. I'm an artist, I think in pictures. So, as the
I
whip
work in
eventually...
finance, I still can't do it. It's fine.
they said we wouldn't always have a calculator on us, and yet now we do. It just sort of whips at you once, almost trying to get away. It actually cracks against the bridge, which just sends color running through it. It doesn't harm it at all. Eventually, the second one does crack you right in the leg and deals I added that together wrong. That's going to be 20 slashing damage.
Okay.
Ouch.
Oh, there's more.
There's more.
Oh, okay. Well, let me roll the first Constitution saving throw.
And then 21 necrotic damage. And now
Is
just
that the same
one.
attack?
Yes, that's the same attack, so it's the same constitution.
Wow, he could have one-shot me, but I got lucky.
Okay.
And you still have your spell up.
You almost one-shotted me.
Yeah. Enough to stagger you. But that's his turn. Completely.
Get
Now
it,
it's yours.
Eleanor, you've got this.
It's your turn, Eleanor.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I'm going to use Lay on Hands. For all 30 of it.
Fair.
And, I mean, that's gonna be my turn.
Mm-hmm. Tobias.
Unfortunately.
I am going to attack him, not once.
Oh, can you please
Twice.
roll me a wisdom save, both you and
I-
Eleanor?
Have protection on, and so does she.
Never mind. I'm a big dumb baddie.
Very
I wish
cool.
I knew there was a reason why I wasn't doing it, but it didn't reach my brain. So that's that. That's a hit. That's a hit. That's a hit.
That's me.
23 damage.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem to cut amazingly. I mean, you don't have the magical rushing of wind that Eleanor does, and at this point, Silver is not cut out enough to deal with the caliber of evil you're dealing with on a daily basis.
This is advanced evil.
But either way, you're moving quickly, cutting at the legs of the horse, and it has to back up more just to not get badly injured. Barut, can you
He's
give me a
never
wisdom
fought Vikings
save?
before.
Well, exactly, yeah. Quite literally, the strategy did not work against Vikings.
Sorry, you want me to do a wisdom save? This is to get rid of the fear at the end of my turn? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I just didn't hear you. That's
Yes.
all that was. Yeah. 18.
Great, you passed. Now can you give me another wisdom save?
Yes. It's going.
It's going. Yeah, you're like, it's just a monster, and then you see Eleanor like nearly go down. You're like,
Nope, fear was justified. Fear was justified. All right, not irrational. Probably not even magical. Just genuinely should be afraid of this thing. Got it. All right. Well, that's
okay.
me.
Virik, can you give me a wisdom save and then a wisdom save? Never mind, just the one's good enough. You're bad. Both the elves are cowering at the back of the Rainbow Bridge.
7. I just needed to roll a 7 or higher.
I need to roll a 15 or higher twice.
Yeah.
I'm rolling this encounter, I'm like, oh, Barut will be fine. He's got a +7. The
I'm gonna roll like shit.
Doulahan is going to attack at Tobias. Nope. Missed the first attack, the barrier making it very hard for it to get proper hits off against you, especially as it's trying to back up and find a more defensive position. When it reaches it and the horse rears back and cracks into you, truly, you are going to take...
Oh no.
Not raging.
It's true. But that doesn't help with the necrotic anyways, so I figured
18
protection-
slashing.
18?
Oh yeah.
18 slashing.
Okay.
And 17 necrotic. As the pain racks through your body.
Tobias is our tank. It's fine.
Which is such a joke. You are our tank. You're supposed to be our tank.
I have 20 less health than you. I am not our tank.
I know.
You
And he
Eleanor
forgot
need-
to wear a shield for like
Yeah.
10 weeks.
7 sessions. It was 7 sessions, and I will regret it for the rest of my life.
Eleanor.
Yep. gonna hit him with my sword.
That's a miss. It is possible. That's a hit. Oh, it's just so much damage. It's just so brutal. Even a halved, it's a lot of damage.
Mini divine smite.
Yeah. Plus another 8. Because fiend.
That's right. I'm not gonna remember that.
No, I remind, especially because
That's fair.
in Jarviskjir, what is and isn't a fiend often is different and changeable based on context. I will try and remind most of the time. Medulla Hand doesn't go down, but more of the wounds are growing, and very similar to how you fought ghosts and things, its form is just trailing off, leaving bone carrying
So-
the skull now.
I have a question. Because he's on a horse, right? So he's like large size, like long ways essentially, and there's 8 feet of bridge. Can I move past him?
You would have to make a contested check, but I will. But you know,
I
There's the
feel like I'm gonna get.
Oh,
I was gonna say it can be athletics though, absolutely for Eleanor.
Yeah.
because
I'm
it would be a
have to
short
move.
sprint.
Well, that's the difference between tumbling and overrun. Overrun is you're just pushing your way past.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
They're the same thing. It's just one is athletics, one is dex.
I will try to push my way past with a low strength.
tumble's what I would do.
Yeah.
Luckily, hey, guess what? You rolled the same thing. And I think when you roll the same, it usually leans to PC, so I'm going to allow it. It's not a very keen movement. Trying to barge past a horse on a small rainbow bridge where if you fall forever. But luckily
the
the
scoot past you here.
Medulla Han is
That's how you
rattled
and I
enough
would
for you to
things,
do it.
though.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the Canadian way.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I described earlier. Short
Oh, in
hallway.
New York, we just push our way through. It's fine.
Yeah.
Lots of shoulders,
Just-
elbows.
Just need to get by it here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
or just go scoot past, just around the side.
I've done that.
In the UK,
today.
you look aggressively at the other person until
Yeah.
they move.
I was just about to say, here it's the angry look.
Yeah. Anyway, Tobias.
Okay.
With
I mean-
advantage.
This is so extra, but what I want to try to do is, can I use my bonus action to apply holy water to my swords?
Yes.
Remind you, we used all of our holy water, unless you have
I
some.
still have one.
Yes.
I mean, it's in my inventory, so
yeah, you split it up and then you used yours. So you got one.
Thematically, what I'm literally gonna try to do here is just kind of pull it out of my bag and just throw it and like cut through it with both my swords,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then bring those same swords down and
How
try
much-
to cut through
How
him.
much damage is holy water? Is it? It's 2d8 or something like that?
2d6.
Hmm. Go ahead and attack. I'm just checking. Yeah, it's 2d6 radiant damage. So just when this inevitably misses, haha, that's a hit though. Just add an extra 2d6 to it.
Apparently, it's rolling the dice, but it's taking its time.
Roll 20 is being real slow today.
It's just It's just what happens on Sundays. Apparently, it's okay. We got time. How are you?
Do.
Here it goes. Any second now.
There it is. 10.
Yeah.
And then you got your last attack.
No.
Oh
No,
no,
I
because use your
used
bonus
my
action to apply.
Holy water.
Yes.
Which I guess
I'm
both of those attacks so it should have been with the Kopesh, but it's the same damage, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah. That's my turn.
Gorgeous. Barut, can you give me a wisdom save?
Please. Please give him a wisdom save.
Oh yes, that's right.
You did.
You rolled a d26, not a 2d6. Ha! Please re-roll that,
Oh,
Josiah.
That's probably why it took so long. It's like, what the fuck is it? 26.
It still gave us a number, though. Which is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
most-
It's roll 20. You can do any
of course.
dice. It can do it.
Slightly
Sure.
less damage.
Slightly less.
That
That's
is funny.
hilarious.
That's like how your brain reassembles jumbled sentences.
Yeah.
Didn't even notice a problem. All right, great. Can you give me another save?
Oh,
You're fine.
I'm
This
fine.
this creature is nothing, and your friends need you, Barut.
Yeah. Well, with that in mind, I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt at it.
Please.
And miss.
It's gravity's weird here, man.
He says.
You like throw it in an ox.
And I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Aelinor.
Oh.
Hey. Vert, can you give me a wisdom save? Scared. Scared.
Stand behind me.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's alright, my shield's out. I'm just.
The Doulahan is going to attack at Tobias. And hit.
For him.
So that's going to be 18 slashing.
I'm ups. Not
And-
yet, but I probably will be. Unless he rolls
12
really
necrotic.
You know what's really cool? I'm bleeding out because Baru had smacked me earlier and I was missing that one hit point. I am at -1.
Oh my god.
It's okay, Burrow will also heal you in a moment.
No, that's cool.
And then it's going to turn and whip at Aelinor.
That's so
Which
funny.
is a miss. Because
It's turned around. I only have to make one now.
Yep. Aelinor.
Mhm.
The Doulahan is reduced to bones, dripping with shadow energy. That's a hit.
It might just be dead.
And it's fine.
How do you want to do this?
Oh,
You
thank
know,
fuck.
it's really awkward because its head is already off its body.
Yeah. And that's your
You gotta
go-to
cut the
move.
arm off. You gotta cut the
No.
arm off with the head
Both
off.
hands.
I think what we're gonna do is cut the fourth head off
Yeah.
Yeah.
and just like topple him over the side of the ring.
You're pulling.
Yeah.
You're pulling a Gregor Clegane, cutting the head off your horse.
Yeah.
I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. There's always a decapitation.
That's why
You
we
cut-
well while I'm here.
You cut the head off the horse, the whole thing yells out, and you shoulder barge it off the rainbow bridge, and it spirals, and you kind of see it multiple times in multiple places as it falls eventually.
Kaleidoscope.
Yeah, it's a real kaleidoscope Doctor Strange sequence.
Welcome to our domain, bitch.
And luckily you're not scared, so you can say that.
Exactly. You would have said it if you were scared too, just for the facade.
Ba-ba.
Bitch.
Bitch.
Ruh-roh.
Okay, just for that, we're gonna take a break because I need to punish William for that caliber of joke. It's a bad joke. We'll be
You
back.
laughed, therefore, it was
No,
not bad.
I know. That's my rule. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere.